الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد الأمين صلى الله تبارك وتعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن سيدنا وقرة أعيننا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم وبعد يقول الحق تبارك وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة مباركة إنا كنا منذرين فيها يفرق كل أمر حكيم أمرا من عندنا إنا كنا مرسلين رحمة من ربك إنه هو السميع العليم وقال تعالى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in these beautiful ayat is inviting all of us to this beautiful night during which He revealed the most beautiful book that is the Quran, and during which every single thing that is to occur is decided. And that night, according to Allah Ta'ala, is better than 1,000 months. Allah Ta'ala did not say is equal to 1,000 months, but He said it is better than 1,000 months. Better. How? Million times better? Billion times better? Only Allah knows. Because Allah Ta'ala says, وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. A night during which every single act of worship is better than an act of worship done in 1,000 months, which do not have the night of Laylatul. That night is worth searching. And the Prophet ﷺ, to help us, Jazahullahu anna khairan, he could just tell us it is one of the nights of the year, and that will require us to search night of Al-Qadr every single night and every single day of our lifetime. But Rasulullah made it easy for us. After Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala's mercy showed us that this night is in the month of Ramadan, because Allah Ta'ala said that the month of Ramadan is the month during which Quran was revealed. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. So if Quran was revealed during this month, the month of Ramadan, and the night is inside that month, according to the book of Allah Ta'ala, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ في ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر. How do you know from this that the night is inside that month? Because that month is the month during which the Quran was revealed. And month of Ramadan contains that month, meaning Laylatul Qadr is then in this beautiful month. But the Prophet ﷺ made it easy for telling us to search it in the last 10 nights. The hadith of Sayyidina Malik in Muwatta from Hisham bin Urwa, from his father Urwa, who narrated that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, تحروا ليلة القدر بالعشر الأواخر من رمضان. Search for Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 days or in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So these last 10 nights are chosen by Allah Ta'ala to contain one of the most blessed nights, if not the most blessed one of all nights. When Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala chooses something, He doesn't ask for permission. He doesn't ask for anyone's advice. But He wants us to take advantage of it. وَرَبُّكَ يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ. And these last 10 nights are the very moments we need to focus more. As I love to remind myself and beloved brothers and sisters, the saying of Al-Imam Ibn al-Jawzi, who said that the horse race, once they know that they are getting near to the track, they multiply their efforts to arrive there first. And he said, do not let a horse race be more clever smarter than you. And we learned from the hadith of Imam al-Bukhari, rahmatullah alayhi, the saying of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِخَوَاتِيمِهَا. Verily, the results of deeds don't depend upon the last actions. Somebody can, start something and they are very motivated, but in the middle of it, something occurs. Then they stop. One also can start something lazy, not well motivated, but they see that the fruit is just going to come if things are done properly. And if we did not do it properly in the beginning, then we can fix at the end of it. So instead of feeling tired because we have fasted more than 20 days, we need to be more strong. We need to be stronger. We need to come to the masjid more and more and more. Read the Quran more and more and more. Stay away from sinful actions and sinful gatherings more and more and more. For this month is a khaymat tadrib, a training camp. Especially these last 10 nights. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had list of actions he would do during these beautiful nights, the last 10 nights of Ramadan. فقد ثبت بالصحيحين أن سيدتنا عائشة رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عنها قالت أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان إذا دخل العشر أحيا الليل وأيقظ أهله وشد الميزان. So in this hadith, Sayyidatuna Aisha mentioned 3 things the Prophet ﷺ would do. Number 1 is Ihya'ul Layl, to stay up the entire night. Why? Because Salamun here at night. The whole night is source of peace. It's peace itself. And the night does not start at Isha or at Tarawih. When the Maghrib arrives, know that you have started the night. Then try to get the benefit of every single second of that night. Pray Maghrib having in mind that maybe this Maghrib is my Maghrib of Laylatul Qadr of this year. When I make istighfar in Salat ala Nabi and Baqiyatul Salat after Maghrib, I make it with that niyyah. Innamal a'malu bin niyyat. And when I finish my Maghrib, people are engaging in their iftar or in their dinners or talking to their families. Let me try to at least do an act of worship that is not used to be done because this night is one of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And it could be the night of Laylatul Qadr. Do not just say this is not the night of 27th or the night of 23rd or this is not the old night. The very even night could be the old night. Today is our 25th today. For some, today is the 24th. And the old night, if you start from 20th to the end of the month, it is different than when you start from the end of the month going down. So the very night you think is old can be even, the very night you think is even can be old. So consider all 10 nights to be old nights. And take advantage of it. Be ready, open your container to receive the mercy of Allah wa ta'ala. So make sure you pray Maghrib in the Jama'ah. And make sure you pray Isha in the Jama'ah. Make sure you pray Fajr in the Jama'ah. Make sure you are with the Imam when they do the Tarawih. Make sure you do Tahajjud. The Prophet ﷺ said, if one prays Salatul Isha in Jama'ah, is as though he had prayed in the half of the night. And if he prays Fajr prayer in Jama'ah, it is as though he had prayed half of the night. So if you have prayed half of the night and half of the night just by praying Isha and Fajr at the masjid, man, alhamdulillah, you have succeeded. So those comprehensive actions are not to be neglected. When Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told Sayyidatuna Aisha to make this dua, this beautiful short dua, if she knows that this night is the night of Laylatul Qadr, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. We can talk about this dua and how beautiful it is. But one of the things we will learn from this is that not only do this comprehensive dua, because if Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala applies afu on you, then you're successful. Because afu is not to just pardon you, it's not to just forgive you. Actually, there is no translation of kalimatul afu in English. Because afu is to erase completely all the sins, not to forgive, but to erase. Because when you say maghfirah, which means to forgive, is to cover. The faults are there, but they are covered. They're not seen, they're not looked at. You're not judged by them. But they're there. But when Allah Ta'ala makes afu, and in one hadith, it is added karimun. Not only Allah Ta'ala is, ever forgiving and ever pardoning and ever erasing the sins, but He's generous doing so. Allah Ta'ala is generous even in the way He forgives, subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَيَعْفُ عَنِ السَّيِّئَاتِ, says Allah Ta'ala. And He loves to do it. تُحِبُّ الْعَفْوِ. What we learn from that is that all the comprehensive du'as we learn from Allah's book and Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam are also to be used. You can be choosing your own du'as. Of course, you have your own needs. Yes, choose them. But try to make them, organized. And choose from the ahadith of du'a, from the ayat of du'a. Du'a that are comprehensive. And all the du'as of the Quran are comprehensive. One of the most comprehensive du'as is رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. But generally, we don't want it easy. We want to, this difficult dua, this long dua, I learned it from this shaykh and that shaykh from this. Yes, those du'as are good. But there is no better dua than this one. The Quran chose for you. And this one, the Prophet ﷺ chose for you. When we do the tawaf, between the two Rukunul Yamani and Hajarul Aswad, the dua you repeat is what? رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Because you are at a place where dua is accepted. You are in Hajj, you are in Umrah, you are in the most beloved house of Allah, next to the most beloved corner, Hajarul Aswad, which is known as Yaminullah, Yaminur Rahman, the right hand of Allah Ta'ala, the most merciful. So you just make this dua. Why? Because it has all the goodness of the dunya and all the goodness of the akhirah. So choose comprehensive du'as. Not only comprehensive du'as, but choose also comprehensive actions, such as praying Isha and Fajr in Jama'ah, so that you have the entire night of prayer. Such as praying Tarawih with the Imam. Because according to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if one prays the Tarawih until the Imam is done, that person was written as he had prayed the entire night, just by being with the Imam until the Imam is done. The Prophet said the Imam had the same thing, but you, the Mamun, you can have that. You pray with the Imam, 8 rakat, the Imam is done, you have the reward of the entire night prayer. But do not say, oh, I already got it. No, I don't need to do something else. No, do more and more and more and more. You know, we don't want to feel tired during these nights. We don't want to feel tired during these nights. So, just brother, please, you don't have to, explain. Jazakallah. Thank you. Habibi, no, you cannot come in. So we're going to have the others come in. Let the sisters in. Jazakallah. So the Prophet ﷺ not only would do that, but he would wake his family. So wake your family. Don't just come to the masjid and let them, home, sleeping or cooking. We want to we want to limit our cookings during these days and do more of acts of worship. As the Prophet ﷺ used to do. Sayyidatuna Aisha said when the last night entered, the Prophet ﷺ would do what? Ahya al-layl. So Ahya al-layl, who would stay up during the night. وَأَيْقَظَ أَهْلَهُ, and he would wake his family up. So make your family part of this blessing. And وَشَدَّ الْمِئْزَرِ, وفي رواية زَالَ وَجَدَّ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam would tighten his waist rope. Why? Because it's the last 10. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. You're good. I want to make it easy for us. So, one of the things the Prophet ﷺ would do is what? To multiply his efforts. Can you imagine the Prophet ﷺ multiplying, increasing his actions? If the Prophet ﷺ would pray during regular nights until his legs become swollen, how you imagine? How can you imagine him praying during these last 10 nights? Alayhi salatu wasalam. Not only would he do that, but he would practice i'tikaf. Imam Zuhri rahmatullahi alayhi said, it's amazing, you guys are amazing, he said. You abandoned i'tikaf, and your Prophet never abandoned i'tikaf since he arrived at Medina. There's no year he didn't do i'tikaf. And the last thing he did was 20 days of i'tikaf. The very last year he lived alayhi salatu wasalam. If we cannot do the whole 20 days, let us try the 10 days. If we cannot, let us try at least what we can. فَتَشَبَّهُوا إِن لَمْ تَكُونُوا مِثْلَهُمْ إِنَّ التَّشَبُّهَ بِالْكِرَامِ فَلَاحٌ. Some think if you cannot do the 10 days, you don't do the i'tikaf, which is not correct. You cannot do the 10 days, do what you can. At least 3 days or a day. So, multiplying comprehensive actions, such as reading the Quran. This is the month of Quran. So, this is a month we are supposed to read more and more of Quran, especially these last 10 nights. It was reported that Sayyidina Shafi'i rahmatullahi alayhi would read the Quran 60 times during the month of Ramadan. When the last 10 nights came, he would read the entire Quran between Maghrib and Isha. Don't ask me how. Maybe he delayed Isha. Maybe because he was so used to Quran that Allah gave him the karama. لِلْأَوْلِيَا كَرَامَةٌ لَا تُنْكَرُوا ثُمَّ الدُّعَاءُ نَفْعُهُ. And we could give you the long list of the Sahaba and the Tabi'in and those who came after them, who would busy themselves during the month of Ramadan doing nothing but reading the Quran. Imam Malik rahmatullahi alayhi, the alim of al-Madinah, he would stop teaching during the month of Ramadan. He would stop mingling with the ulama. I'm not saying with the public, with the ulama. He wouldn't sit with any alim. during the month of Ramadan. He would not teach any hadith during the month of Ramadan, any fiqh during the month of Ramadan. The only thing he would be busy with, Quran, reading the Quran. Because this month is the month of the Quran. And let us try to increase our generosity, because this is a month of generosity. As the Prophet ﷺ would be the most generous of men at all the times, especially during the month of Ramadan. As you know from the hadith of Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas, especially when Jibreel came to him and read Quran with him. And you know, he read the Quran to Jibreel 2 times during this month. I didn't say that he only read the Quran 2 times, but to Jibreel alayhi salam. To Jibreel alayhi salam, because that was the last revision, because that was his last month of Ramadan alayhi salatu wassalam. We ask Allah Ta'ala to grant us the tawfiq to meet with Laylatul Qadr. We ask Allah Ta'ala to grant us the tawfiq to fulfill all his rights during this month and during the other years to come. May Allah Ta'ala accept it from all of us. هذا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله وكفى سلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وفي مقدمتهم سيدنا مولانا محمد المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله آل الكرم والصفا. The last thing we want to remind, this is the last Friday of the month, and as I said the other day, we have the habit to do fundraising during the month of Ramadan, especially during the Fridays, to support the activities of the masjid. Especially now we have a project of purchasing a building for the masjid. So as you can see here, we're looking for 500 people or families who can help with $1,000 each. Bismillah ta'ala. I said it last Friday, I believe. This building is owned by a Muslim, and he is ready to sell it to the masjid if we, inshallah ta'ala, come up with what is needed. He's asking for 850,000. The building, the parking lot, and the lot behind it is all part of it. And I think if we have that, inshallah, all our activities, including the Islamic school project, the full-time Islamic school project we have, everything can be done there. Because now with the programs we have, you know, besides the programs we used to have here before the pandemic, we have now, alhamdulillah, the online program for adults and for the kids. We cannot do everything we want here because we don't own and we don't have enough space, and we don't own the space where we are right now. So after the Salah, inshallah, we're gonna have quick fundraiser. Some, alhamdulillah, the brother, we already have 3 people who already wrote their names, and one of them just gave his $1,000 last night. Alhamdulillah, may Allah reward him and reward all of you. So when when we finish, inshallah, you can give what you can give. If you want to pledge, the papers are here. You can write your name and your contact information, and whatever we can do, we know that we do it for ourselves. That's the beautiful thing about it. And we do not have carry-on baggage when we go to Yom Al-Qiyamah. Nobody goes to Yom Al-Qiyamah with your 23 kilos or 50 pounds bag or the carry-on bag. Yom Al-Qiyamah, all our luggage should be there before we arrive. علمت نفس ما قدمت وأخر علمت نفس ما أحضرت وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين وإن عليكم لحافظين كراما كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون. And at the end they say وما هم عنها بغائبين. And in Surah Al-A'raf he says فلنقصن عليهم بعلم وما كنا غائبين. So we deal with Allah Ta'ala. We don't deal with anyone or anything, but whatever we do it for the sake of Allah and for ourselves. وما تقدموا لأنفسكم تجدوه عند الله هو خير وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم. So if we have that, alhamdulillah, and whatever that is with Allah remains, is safe. ما عندكم ينفد وما عند الله باق وليجزين الذين صبروا أجرهم بأحسن ما كانوا يعملون. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم سلمنا لرمضان وسلم رمضان لنا وسلمه منا متقبلا. اللهم اجعلنا ممن صام رمضان وقامه إيمانا واحتسابا وارزقنا يا رب قيام ليلة القدر إيمانا واحتسابا واغفر لنا ما تقدم من ذنوبنا وما تأخر. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين وأعلي كلمتك كلمة الحق والدين. اللهم لا تدع لنا في مقامنا هذا ببركة شهرنا الكريم هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا مريضا إلا شفيته ولا عدوا إلا كفيته ولا عيبا إلا سترته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا فاسدا إلا أصلحته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة إلا قضيتها ويسرتها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله سمع الله لمن حمده. الله 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 الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله